What if the biggest surprise about Lisa's next song is not the song itself, but the story she chose to tell before the music even begins? On September 3rd, 2026, Lisa is scheduled to release SaWaDiKa, and one short preview has already turned a simple comeback into a much bigger conversation. For a global star known for enormous stages, unforgettable performances, and the worldwide power of BLACKPINK, choosing a title connected so directly to Thailand feels impossible to ignore. It sounds like a greeting, but it also feels like an introduction. A quiet hello before a very loud new chapter. And the closer we look at everything surrounding SaWaDiKa, the more it seems that Lisa is not simply asking fans to listen to another song. She may be inviting them to see another side of the artist they thought they already knew. The timing makes this even more fascinating. Lisa is entering this new chapter after Alter Ego, a solo project that expanded the picture of who she could be outside BLACKPINK. That era showed different sides of her personality, performance style, and musical identity. Now comes Press Play, her upcoming 6-track EP, with SaWaDiKa positioned as the pre-release single. The song is scheduled to arrive on September 3rd, while the full EP is expected on October 23rd. So this is not the conclusion of a campaign. It is the opening scene. And that distinction matters. When an artist releases a single that leads into a larger project, the first song often has a special job. It has to create a first impression, establish a mood, and make people curious enough to stay for what comes next. With Lisa, the pressure is even greater because almost everything she does attracts international attention. She is no longer being watched only as a member of BLACKPINK. Her solo identity has become a global story of its own. That is why the first official glimpse of SaWaDiKa matters. On August 25th, Lisa gave fans a sneak peek rather than revealing the entire experience. It was enough to confirm that the song was real, enough to give the audience a taste of the atmosphere, but not enough to answer every question. And sometimes that is more powerful than showing everything at once. A full song gives you an answer. A preview gives you a question. What does SaWaDiKa really sound like from beginning to end? How deeply will Lisa bring her Thai identity into the music? Is the song meant to feel like a celebration of her roots, a new introduction, or something more unexpected? And why did the rollout begin with a mysterious "Hello" campaign before the title was fully revealed? That last question is especially interesting. Before fans knew the name SaWaDiKa, the word "hello" began appearing through the promotional campaign, including the Thai greeting. At first, it was simply a clue. There was no complete explanation waiting immediately behind it. Instead, the campaign created a small mystery around a very simple word. Hello to whom? Hello from where? And why was Lisa choosing this particular greeting for the beginning of her next era? Then the pieces started to connect. SaWaDiKa comes from SaWaDiKa, a familiar Thai greeting used by women. Suddenly, the mysterious hello made sense as part of the wider story. The campaign was not simply creating suspense for the sake of suspense. It was pointing toward a title that carries a direct connection to Lisa's Thai background. That makes the release feel more personal without requiring us to invent a private story or put words into Lisa's mouth. We do not need to claim that she secretly revealed something in an interview that has not been confirmed. The real details are already enough. The title itself tells us something. The campaign tells us something. The preview tells us something. And the larger EP tells us something. Together, they create a picture of an artist moving forward while remembering where she began. Think about the distance Lisa has traveled. She started in Thailand with a dream that required years of training, discipline, and sacrifice. She eventually became a member of BLACKPINK, one of the most influential groups in global pop music. From there, her individual identity grew through solo music, performances, fashion, television, and international projects. Her name became recognizable far beyond the traditional boundaries of K-pop. Yet, becoming global did not erase the beginning. If anything, SaWaDiKa seems to place that beginning closer to the center of the story. And that is where the song becomes more interesting than a simple release announcement. The title can be heard as a greeting, but symbolically, it can also feel like Lisa greeting the audience again at the start of a new chapter. Not the same Lisa from years ago, and not simply a continuation of the previous era, but an artist who has changed through everything she has experienced. That possibility is what makes the countdown so exciting. Because right now, fans have theories. They have the title. They have the visual clues. They have the sneak peek. They have the release date. They know SaWaDiKa will lead into press play, but they do not yet have the complete picture. And that is exactly where curiosity lives. There is also something bigger happening around BLACKPINK at the same time. Jennie, Lisa, and Jisoo are all entering new solo release periods within a remarkably short window. Jennie is scheduled to release Fallen Angel on August 28th, Lisa's SaWaDiKa follows on September 3rd, and Jisoo's Click is scheduled for September 4th. For BLACKPINK fans, those dates create an unusually intense stretch of new music. But Lisa's story remains distinct. Her release is not simply another BLACKPINK member putting out another solo track. It is the first doorway into Press Play, a project that appears designed to show another stage of her evolution. That is why it would be a mistake to judge SaWaDiKa only by the few seconds or images already available. The preview is not the destination. It is the invitation. And perhaps that is why the name Press Play works so well. Press Play. Those two words sound almost like a command, but they can also sound like a promise. Stop guessing. Stop waiting. Stop trying to understand the entire story from a few clues. When the moment comes, press play and hear it for yourself. That moment is getting closer. But there is another reason fans may want to pay attention to what happens before September 3rd. The period before a major release often reveals the creative direction of an entire era. Posters, teasers, short clips, styling, interviews, live appearances, behind-the-scenes content, and promotional events can all become pieces of a larger visual language. Not every piece has to reveal the song itself. Sometimes the smallest detail tells you what kind of world the artist is building. For Lisa, the Thai connection is already impossible to miss. That does not mean we should assume every part of SaWaDiKa will be traditional, or that the song will follow one specific musical style. Those details should be discovered when the official release arrives. But the choice of title and the campaign surrounding it clearly give Thailand an important place in this chapter. And that creates an emotional contrast. The world knows Lisa as a global superstar. The name Lisa is associated with sold-out stages, international fashion, massive online audiences, and the extraordinary scale of BLACKPINK. Yet the first word of this new era points back to a greeting rooted in the country where her journey began. Global fame on one side, personal roots on the other. That contrast is what makes this rollout worth following. Maybe SaWaDiKa will become a huge global hit. Maybe it will surprise listeners with a sound nobody expected. Maybe its biggest impact will come from the way it connects Lisa's international career with her Thai identity. We cannot honestly promise which one will happen, but we can say that the setup gives the song a story before the full song has even arrived. And there is still a larger question waiting behind it.